The top screenplays of the 21st century have been ranked by the American Writers Association. Let's examine the top 10 movies. Memento, directed by Christopher Nolan, is ranked 10. The main character of the movie is Leonard, a guy who is searching for the person who killed his wife. The fact that Leonard has anterograde amnesia, a disorder that impairs memory and spatial navigation in the brain, is a key plot point. This indicates that Leonard is unable to create new memories, or to store recent experiences or information in his mind. In fact, in one scene where he is running from someone, after a short period he forgets why he was running.
Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm chasing this guy. No, he's chasing me.
The film has a unique format, wherein sequences in color flow backward, while scenes in black and white move forward during the hunt for the murderer. We are made to feel Leonard's loss of short-term memory through the experience of the movie. Memento masterfully conveys its tale in a very intricate manner. The ninth film is Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous, which he wrote and directed. The movie is set in California in the 1970s, at a time when rock and roll was starting to become more industrialized. It centers on William, a 15-year-old kid who gets noticed by Rolling Stone and tours with a rising band of the time in order to get an interview. The story has an autobiographical element, as noted by Cameron Crowe, a former Rolling Stone writer. This sense of realism probably plays a major role in the character development of William, as well as the other characters in the novel. Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds, which he began composing years ago and took almost 10 years to finish, comes in at number 8. The movie makes me think of a saying that, though its exact source is unknown, is credited to either the renowned director Alfred Hitchcock or the film critic Roger Ebert. The better the villain in a film, the better the film itself. There is no character in this movie quite like Hans Landa. Tarantino views the Hans Landa persona as his greatest creation and calls the iconic opening scene the best thing he has ever written. In truth, they were unable to locate an actor suitable for the part. Thus, the movie was briefly shelved. But when Tarantino and producer Lawrence Bender spotted Christoph Waltz at the casting call, they knew right away that he was the ideal choice. Given that the movie closes with this statement, Tarantino must be fairly happy with the result.
I think this just might be my masterpiece.
There Will Be Blood by Paul Thomas Anderson comes in at number 7. The film centers on the life of a vicious oil tycoon. The 2007 movie, which is based on the same titled novel by Upton Sinclair, illuminates a momentous era that shaped the history of America. The film, which revolves around Daniel Plainview, a lone man, examines issues of religion and money. In America, a landowner's right to harvest minerals from their property extends to their ownership of the land. Daniel Plainview, a single, money-obsessed man without a family, takes advantage of this law to further his ambition of getting wealthy. The brilliant writing of Paul Thomas Anderson and the outstanding performance of Daniel Day-Lewis allow this epic story to center on a single guy. Barry Jenkins's Moonlight, a semi-autobiographical play, comes in at number 6. It focuses on 3 distinct eras of a black child's Miami childhood. The music and visuals in this moving tale are breathtaking. It brings up issues related to sexual orientation, race, identity crises, and bullying by peers. The screenplay of Moonlight, which is well worth seeing, carefully explores a child's journey through life in a world where civilization attempts to mold him. The Coen brothers' 2007 adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men comes in at number 5. A man who finds $2 million in a remote Texas desert, a disillusioned sheriff nearing the end of his career, and one of the most formidable psychopaths in movie history whose nature is difficult to put into words, are depicted on one side of the frame. Themes of morality, fate, chance, and power are all explored in this never-ending chase tale, which also highlights how vulnerable common human emotions are to unrelenting injustice. Javier Bardem's remarkable performance as Anton Chigurh stands out as the most striking and unique character studies to be seen on a large screen. Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, which achieved groundbreaking success in numerous categories, comes in at number 4. It is without a doubt one of the best movies that reflects the current trend of class-themed works, notwithstanding the opinions of some viewers that it didn't deserve the Oscar. The Kim family, fighting for survival in a basement apartment, and the Park family, enjoying their opulent home on Seoul's hills, cross paths in this film. This crossroad serves as a showcase for the expanding problem of income inequality, both globally and in South Korea. During the Oscar ceremony, Bong Joon-ho, who wrote Parasite based on emotions he felt as a young teacher in the home of an affluent family, emphasized Martin Scorsese's statement, "The most creative stories are the most personal ones." David Fincher's The Social Network comes in at number 3. Hollywood screenwriter Aaron Sorkin examines Facebook's turbulent early years in his film The Social Network, which is an adaptation of The Accidental Billionaires. The Social Network skillfully weighs the benefits and drawbacks of narrating a biographical story. With well-chosen dialogue and Fincher's distinctive directing style, Sorkin turns an otherwise dull story into an engrossing watch. Charlie Kaufman's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind comes in at number 2. Director Michel Gondry has supper with French artist Pierre Bismuth one day. What if one day you woke up to find a letter saying someone had erased you from their memory and you could no longer communicate with them? Is the long-held thought that Bismuth discusses with the filmmaker. How would you respond? Motivated by this notion, Gondry talks about it with screenwriter Charlie Kaufman, whom he had been hoping to collaborate with for a while. After seeing Memento, Kaufman, who spent more than 3 years writing the screenplay, even thought about giving up on it, since he thought the two movies had similar ideas. But with Gondry's help and Kaufman's increasing star power, the script was finished. Even with its problems and coincidences, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is a movie that leaves you thinking, I'm glad it exists. Touchingly, the narrative of two people who love each other growing apart and their attempt to hold on to special moments despite the imperfections of love are told. Get Out is at number 1. The fact that this is Jordan Peele's first movie makes it even more intriguing. Even though Get Out is a horror movie, a more apt description would be modern horror. In the genre, the movie is regarded as innovative, even if it wasn't the first contemporary horror movie. This category covers horror movies that use a multi-layered, dramatic storytelling style instead than depending on jump scares or other conventional horror components. The events that transpire when a black man visits his girlfriend's family are the main focus of the movie. Get Out distinguishes itself by centering the narrative around black characters, who are typically viewed as incidental in horror movies, and by elevating racial tension to a major horror aspect. Furthermore, Peele targets the naive viewpoints of people who identify as anti-racist, going beyond merely criticizing racism. What do you think about this list? Kindly write your thoughts down. For more movie material, remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video.